Julie Loving Scott. Loving Scott. I'm Albert and Betty Loving's daughter and Tyrone Scott's wife. I was born and reared in Albany, Georgia, Southwest Georgia. At the current time, we are living here in El Paso, Texas. We decided after my husband retired to stay here. My business, I am Julie Loving Scott, PLLC, and we're currently working on becoming a resource for all things real estate. So I am a licensed realtor here in El Paso, Texas. I am a certified military relocation specialist. I am a certified seller representative, and I can assist you with relocating across the United States and its 2 territories. Whoa, 17. What was I doing wrong at 17? Let's pick one thing. 17. Same thing, like I said, 10-year-old, 15-year-old me. Stop. Do not try to fit in. It's good that you're a standout. It's good that you're not normal. It's the abnormal things that causes us to have the great inventions that we have right now. You know, because somebody said, I wonder what it feels like to fly. We have airplanes now because that wasn't normal at one time to want to be in the sky and fly. So I would tell 17-year-old me, don't worry about fitting in, and make your boo your education. Learn how to have a healthy relationship with the opposite sex and even the same sex. I mean, at 17, I think that's when we really start being mean girls for real, because we're in high school, the competition is stiff. But I would tell 17-year-old me, be okay with being a standout. Be okay with being different. The words of wisdom I would share with other women about living their best lives, if I could go back and talk to 10-year-old me, I would tell me to listen to what mom and dad said. That you just be you, be the best you, be the God you, and don't try to be like everybody else. They are not the standard. According to my faith, God's way is the standard. It allows you to be imperfect, but strive to serve the perfect God perfectly. I would tell 15-year-old me, again, don't worry about what they say. If you want to wear polka dots with checkerboard, do your own fashion. Be the best you. Be a good you. I would tell women it's good to be good. It's okay to be good. It's okay for you to have flaws, because it took a few years. I'm 48 and I realized everybody has flaws. So I would tell women to live their best lives by choosing to be you, be a good you. According to my faith, be a God you, and accept the fact that people have flaws. We all have good intentions. We make mistakes. We're late. We lie. And some of it is unintentional and some of it is intentional. Learn how to forgive and move on. You may not forget it, learn from it, but don't let it make you bitter. The aha moment was, I must go back to 2000, I want to say 2005 or 2004, my husband first deployed with this National Guard unit. Growing up in the South, growing up as a Black woman, growing up as the wife of a Black man, it's understood that we're not allowed to cry and break down, and you gotta be strong. You gotta hold your man up. You gotta hold the family up. You gotta hold your children up. But there's really no teaching of how to take care of yourself. There's no teaching of how to allow people to help you. There's no teaching of ask for help before the house is engulfed in flames. That's your mind. And it took it was a young lady that was a part of the redetachment group. What is it? It's like rear support spouses. And she told me, I noticed that this is your husband's first deployment. I want to know if you're okay. And in that moment, she gave me permission to say, I'm not okay. I had never been separated from my husband for more than his 2-week drill. My children had never been separated from their father for more than the 2-week drill. But this lady, and to make it clear, it was a white woman that gave me permission to cry and say, I'm not okay. That was the best cry. That was the best feeling. Like when I got finished crying that day and the next day, I woke up and I was like, so this is what crying really feels like. When I learned how to cry and was okay with crying, and I was, at that moment, I started learning how to ask for help because I was given permission. My mother, being a Black woman in the South, she taught me how to be strong, how to do all those things that are expected of us. But my aha moment was when I was told it's okay to cry and it's okay to say I'm not okay. I would actually want to speak to, and I do not know his birth name, my great-grandfather. They have a picture of me, and I remember actually seeing him before he passed away. From my understanding, he may have been as old as 112 when he died. I would want to ask him in real life, what was it like to watch the transition from slavery to the process that it took to get to what was freedom-ish, because he lived to see it. I would want to know, and I would want to ask him, what did we do right? What are we doing wrong? And what do you feel that we can do better to progress as a people and then to help the nation to progress? One thing I would like to be a part of our community accomplishing and witness is the success of the Black community in every area. I know everybody doesn't desire to be the CEO of whatever company, because that's not my desire. I don't even desire to be a broker. I have people saying, oh, you should become a broker. No, that's not my desire. I just want to be a great realtor. But I do desire to be a part of the change that we've had hundreds of years of conversations about. I'm done with the talking. I'm ready to start the doing. And I don't want it to be small steps of progression. We need to make giant leaps to make up for the years of conversation. I want to be a part of us actually doing that. And now that I'm in real estate, I want us to become the major part of the economy, global economy, that we actually are. And I want us to get that recognition that is due to us, not just, and it's funny that you asked me that, not just during election season, because we're important all year long. With this, is it $7 or $70 trillion that goes through our community? That is important all year long, not just once every 2 years. The one place in the world I would like to visit, and it is on my bucket list. I pray that I can do it before the earth changes too much and God comes back. I want to go to Africa. However, I want to go to the place where my ancestors came from. Whether it's multiple places, I want to be able to go where my father's family, my mother's family, it came from. A quote that inspires me is, and I'm still trying to figure out where I got this from, but it's stuck, that presentation is 90% of perception. I really need to find out who said that. Or maybe that came from me. We need to find out. But the reason that is so important to me is because I agree that we need to be individuals. However, people judge you from your outside. Nobody sees your mind. Nobody sees your heart first. So that's why it's important that your outside be a reflection of your inside, because we start, I don't see your heart walking down the road. I see your exterior, I see your clothes, I see your hair, I see your facial expressions. So what you present to me decides how close I will allow you to come towards me. It decides whether or not I will entertain the thought of speaking to you, doing business with you. Everything starts outside based on what you present to me first. So, yeah, presentation, that quote. Currently on my reading list, or what I just recently completed, was Atomic Habits, Tiny Changes with Remarkable Results by James Clear. And that book just seriously took away all of my excuses for saying, you know what, I'm just this way. We're not just this way. There are things that can be changed. For instance, I realized that I needed to change my approach to people. And the way I've been doing that after reading this book is small changes. Doing like the Bible said, being slow to speak and quick to hear. Somebody says something, I pause. I find myself pausing more often now than speaking, making sure that I'm getting ready to answer the person in a way that they can receive it. I had a habit in the past of just being blunt, direct, however you process it, that's on you. But I realized, just like I want people to consider my feelings, I need to consider other people's feelings. So because of Atomic Habits, I've been making a conscious effort. Every opportunity to speak is an opportunity to put that new habit into practice. Okay, I know some people might not agree with this. However, one of my music playlist songs that I have to play is God is Changing Your Story by Jacqueline Carr, because I realized that because I have decided to change, that my story changes. I feel like the changes that I'm making is more in line with the plans and the promise that God has for my life. So that song really speaks to me, and it helps keep me on track of when I want to give up. And I realize that, no, my story is changing. I used to be a person that give up and failed. For instance, I've been in real estate for 7 years. Prior to this, I never had a job for more than 2 years. It was like when the 23rd month came, I knew the 24th month I was either getting fired or I was leaving. So my story has already changed, and I didn't realize it. I found where I belong. I belong in real estate, and it's opening so many other doors for me. So my story is changing. My life as a woman is colorful, full of adventure. That's what I would say my life as a woman is, because I spent most of my adult life, again, striving to fit in, be like others, don't stand out. But then I had my son, and then I had my other sons, my oldest son, then the other three came along, and I changed for them because I wanted, my husband spent so much time at work, I wanted to make sure that they were grounded young men. I think the only thing that I did wrong, I made them afraid of bugs. As far as adventurous, the adventure part of it is when I look back over my life, if you start at the age of 18, how I went in the military, got discharged from the military, but every negative that has happened in my life has helped the positives become the positives that they are. So it's been an adventure. So, and colorful, I mean, heck, you see I got on red hair today. You catch me in a couple of weeks, it might be black, it could be orange, you never know. Oh, I have rainbow hair, so you never know. So it's adventurous and colorful. What I love about El Paso is El Paso has a guaranteed 302 days of sunshine. El Paso does not have hurricanes, tornadoes. There may be some windstorms. There's a monsoon season. I can deal with that. Okay, there's the occasional lightning striking the ground thing. I can deal with that. But I love the culture. A lot of people, I think they look for the negative. That's why they see all the negative. But I love the family-driven culture here. I love the fact that they respect the patriarch and the matriarch, even though the matriarch tends to run the family in El Paso. But I love the family culture. I love the fact that on Friday nights, you better believe it, that families are coming together, spending time together. Friday night is family night in El Paso. I love that. I love the fact that these are diehard sports fans. I'm not yet. I know I've been here since 2012, but I'm still not. But I love the culture. I love the fact that the people that I work with, they embrace the diversity that I bring to the industry. So weather, culture. Oh, wait, and let's talk about food. Even though I'm currently, if we got on the scale, I think it'll swing between 168 and 170. But when I got here, I was 253. I just said that to let you know that I love food. Well, I really, really like it, because loving food is what had me overweight. I really like it. I love the flavors. I love the colors. It reminds me of the Caribbean. My husband's from Jamaica, so I love the vibrance. I love the colors that the Hispanic culture wears. I love that. So colorful food, weather, and of course the group of people I get to work with every day. I believe El Paso can be more inviting by embracing the fact that the economy is driven by Fort Bliss. I believe that the service members and the people that are associated with the service members, the people that serve the service members, should not be glorified, but receive more respect. There's a certain amount of respect I feel like is due to service members, because I did serve, because my husband served, our oldest son is serving. I feel like there's a disconnect on how important Fort Bliss is to El Paso. I based on what I've read and understand, if Fort Bliss leaves, I should be packing my bags to leave with them, because they drive so much of the economy. I feel that El Paso should be more inviting by I'm getting ready to jump out on this limb and say, be more open to hiring more English speaking people. That barrier, especially again for the military families, the civil service members and their family members. You know, not everybody wants to work in a call center. You have skilled nurses, doctors. I know we're on the border, but we're on the side that's in the United States. So if there should be any, I guess, preference, it should be preferred English speaking Americans. And the border workers should be, I'm trying to find a, you know, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anyone, but anyone that crosses the border should be more of a filler versus the other way around. That's what I've seen, is that and talking to spouses, when I got here, it was really hard, and a lot of people, oh, well, you all can work out on post. Not everybody wants to work on the installation. Some of us are, when military families come, some of them want to really be a part of the community, but when it's not inviting to the resource that drives the economy, then that should be considered. Love, sweet love. Okay, that's the only thing. Okay, let's see. What the world needs now is, I think we need an alien invasion for us to realize that we're all human and we're all connected. You think about Hollywood. They show how we're all divided right up until that point when the spaceships come out of the clouds and some alien from other planets come, and that's when we all realize, you know what, we're all connected. We all need each other, and if we come together, we're stronger together than we are divided. What the world needs now is more unity and openness to positive diversity. I'm not saying being open to things that are harmful to us. I'm the earth. I'm not a tree hugger, but I am a tree protector. I feel like if that tree is not being cut down with purpose, let's not cut that tree down. So yes, I feel like the world needs more unity amongst the human beings. So one gem or jewel in this desert that I would recommend that everyone goes to once it reopens is the tramway here in El Paso. You know, sometimes I guess people, when you're from a city, when you live in a city, you take it for granted. But for me, being from Southwest Georgia, I live in the flat part of Georgia. Yes, there are mountains and things in northern Georgia, but I lived in flat Georgia. And to go from there to Germany, well, we went to Fort Benning and Columbus, then we went to Germany, and to see the beautiful mountains and hillsides with the flowers and the greenery, and then to come here and go up on the mountain in a desert and see just how beautifully quiet and peaceful that space was. I mean, yes, it gets a little noisy with a lot of people, but if you can go on a day that it's not so crowded, and you go and you just go up there, and it's like you having maybe if I reach up in the air, I could touch God moment. My message to El Paso would be, we're doing good, and there's room for us to improve. We're on the right track. El Paso is a beautiful melting pot. It's just that it's just like making biscuits. If you've ever made biscuits from scratch, you have the flour, you have the vegetable shortening or lard, you have the buttermilk, and you have to knead these things. Well, you have to mix it together. I've seen people try to use apparatuses, but I feel like you have to put your hands on it and mix it together. And you want it to be smooth and consistent. Yes, it may have a few lumps, but there's a certain consistency that makes that buttermilk biscuit rise just right, and then it pleases the palate when it rises just right. The flavor is not even good in a buttermilk biscuit unless it rises a certain way. And there's a certain amount of softness to a properly mixed buttermilk biscuit. But it all starts with bringing these different ingredients together. Even though they're all different, when they come together, they make something that smells good, tastes good, but most of all, it looks good, because everything we do starts with our eyes. So we go back to that quote, a presentation is 90% of perception.